Coming up tonight on ICTV Reports.
Get into my talk that I had rehearsed, tell it what's happening and so forth. I get about 3 minutes into it, and I'm going to reach over and poke you. And we're sitting side by side. He kind of gives me a nudge and says, "Don, the airplane's yours."
You know, we're thought of as a bike and pedestrian-friendly city, but my experience and other people's experience indicates that we have a long way to go, and there are a lot of people who won't bike because they don't feel safe.
There was a lot of smoke for sure, and it's a large building, so we have to go floor to floor and make sure everybody's okay, make sure the floor is clear.
Most families don't think twice about taking their kids to the playground. They're able to go on the swings, play in the monkey bars, and go down slides. However, for some families, it's not so easy. After many years in the making, on September 11th, Phase 1 of the new Stewart Park playground began. What makes it so unique? It's one of the only playgrounds in Ithaca that will be ADA accessible for everyone. I sat down with some of the individuals who oversaw the construction of the park and with the people who will be directly affected by this project. Karina Hill is just 6 years old.
I was born with cerebral palsy, which caused me to be a little bit different than the other kids. So sometimes I feel like I have to do certain things to do something that the other kids can really do.
Patrick Bone was also born with cerebral palsy. Patrick grew up going to Stewart Park, which houses one of the largest playgrounds in Ithaca. However, he would always watch his brother enjoying the playground.
And so it was challenging at times. You know, there were things you wanted to do that I wanted to do that I couldn't, and it was frustrating. And, you know, the goal, hopefully, with this is that, you know, kids of this generation and future generations won't kind of feel that way.
Patrick's mother, Donna, also says it was very challenging for her.
You know, you think of childhood and you think of being outside in the summer and going to a playground and, you know, having the kids run off all their energy, and there was really nothing like that in Ithaca for Patrick.
After about 6 years of small-scale Stewart Park renovations, not-for-profit Friends of Stewart Park took on its first major revitalization project. Phase 1 of the complete reconstruction of the playground. During Phase 1, the organization decided on a community build to help construct a preschool-age playground. Chairwoman Diana Riesman says it was about time the park was updated.
Replacing, you know, what is some outdated equipment and just kind of make the playground more accessible than it is at this point. It's not accessible at all, and it's really in its current state.
The park's focus? Inclusivity. Although there are parks in Ithaca that are considered ADA accessible, Karina's mother, Chelsea, says she hasn't been able to take Karina to any of them. They aren't wheelchair friendly.
You know, kids way younger than her are already starting to wander off on their own. So I've kind of been able to keep her in as my little baby. So allowing her to go onto a park by herself is going to be really special.
Jody Scriber, a physical therapist whose career spans over 40 years, has been overseeing the ADA features of this project. She says the playground will have a whole list of accessible features, including a new ramp.
So for instance, in the part where we have one ramp, they don't really take a wheelchair all the way up to the top. They're going to have to use some different motor abilities to get to the very top to go down the slide. That's really important because children need to get things that will help them build strength and maintain strength just like all the rest of us.
Another addition, a restored carousel that is wheelchair accessible. Karina was even the first one to try it out.
Sometimes I wanted to be alone, not really have somebody always be on me and somebody always protect me. I wanted to go on my own house, so now they have this little thing that have seats so I can be alone.
While Karina is eager to be on her own, Patrick's wife, Ashley, is excited that he will be able to play with their young daughter.
Being able to now see him with our daughter and be able to, when she says, like, "Daddy, I want you to take me over to the slide," having to be able to wheel over there, get up on the playground structure, and be a participant in her play.
In just 6 days, around 1,000 volunteers from all over the city helped with the build. including groups from Cornell, Ithaca College, the City of Ithaca's fire and rescue teams, and many more.
It was breathtaking, actually. Like, I kind of just sat back and just watched, and people were covered from head to toe in mud, and it was just amazing that people didn't even really know what was happening. They just wanted to help something in the community, so they were coming down without even really knowing what was even, going on.
The project cost a total of $1.7 million. Due to struggles in getting these funds, the project was postponed for a long time. But Assemblywoman Barbara Lifton facilitated a grant that gave the city $1 million. Campaign Finance Chair Elaine Nicholas says in order to obtain the other $700,000, they needed the community's help, and they got it.
So we sought to find people with whom a playground for all children in a park for all people would resonate, and we were moved and really delighted by the generosity of the businesses and the community that as of today, we're at about $622,000. So we've got about $50,000 more to go.
The project will begin phase 2 in the spring. But Ashley says what's most important is that children will be exposed to inclusivity.
Having children of all abilities learn alongside each other is really important. So, we want that for our daughter. We want our daughter to be able to grow up with other kids of different abilities around her and see that all sorts of people do things differently or have different abilities just like her dad.
Patrick hopes that kids with disabilities will grow up with experiences that he wasn't able to have.
Because, it's important, and I want them to grow up, and I want my daughter to grow up, around that as well, and experiencing individuals who are different than she is, and learning all about that.
The playground is expected to be completed by Stewart Park Centennial in 2021. And Karina says she is excited to be able to do everything.
Because then I will be able to play with my sisters, and sometimes I don't really get to go on the structure because I always have my wheelchair sometimes, and it's pretty difficult for me. I don't really like to go to recess and stuff, and that's the reason why, because I can't go on the playground like everybody else.
Donna has seen it come full circle, especially when she saw Patrick and her granddaughter on the playground together for the first time.
And I'm looking, and there's Patrick. I took 2 pictures of it. Patrick going up the ramp as an adult, and I looked and I thought, oh my gosh, that would have taken the total angst that I had out of my life and out of the kids' lives, because I'm sure they must have felt that I was a little more manic than usual.
Karina has one final message for people who also have physical limitations.
I'm going to say to people that if you have a wheelchair, it doesn't mean that you cannot do what other people can do. You can still do what other people can do, but you can still be a little bit different than what you are.
After the break, investigative correspondent Jack Sears looks at the rise in pedestrian accidents in Ithaca.